Hi everyone, it's Jill here, and I'm going to start by walking you through the organizations page of Hubdoc. So this is where an admin can come in and check at a glance the status of all their client accounts. You can add new clients and you can manage your users. So in this use case, First Place Bookkeeping is the admin, and these three accounts are their client accounts. In this column here, you can see how many docs currently need to be reviewed. You can check the status. So there are two different options here for you. The triangle with the exclamation point mark, indicates that one of your connections needs to be fixed. The cloud with the exclamation mark indicates that one of your integrations has an issue that needs to be resolved. Up here in the Add a Client Account button, this is where you can add new client accounts. You just simply need to add a new company name, the first and last name of your client, and the email associated with your client's account. In the Manage Users button is where you can add your firm's staff. You can grant them access to your different client accounts by selecting them from the drop-down and clicking Add Access. You can also remove some of your staff from certain client accounts, and you can also delete users from this panel as well. So jumping into one of the client accounts, I'm going to show you how to set up an automatic connection. To do that, you click Add Account up top. You can search for one of the connections that exist. We currently have over 700 for you to choose from. So simply log in to your account as you would in the actual Amex web portal. Click Add Account. And you can see that Hubdoc is connecting to your Amex account. I'm going to go ahead and add another account. And you can see that once Amex did connect, it started to pull in all of the bank statements, and Comcast is starting to come through too. And now I am going to show you how you can upload documents manually. So we have three different options for you. You can upload documents that are saved on your computer locally. You can drag and drop, or you can browse and search for the documents that you want to upload. You can also email documents to the unique intake email address associated with your account, and my colleague Zach will go through that in more detail later on. And the third option you have is to download our mobile app and take pictures of receipts. Once you do, those will show up in your Hubdoc account. And I will show you an example of one here. And that's all from me, and I'm going to pass you back to my colleague, Zach.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Jillian. As you can see here, guys, the general flow of the Hubdoc dashboard is from left to right. So we can see here along the left-hand side, we have the folder structure for your account. At the very top here in the top left, next to First Place Bookkeeping, which is the admin account, we can see this option here, which allows you to toggle between your client accounts. So this hamburger looking icon here is what you can click on if you wanted to toggle into, say, For Real Business, or Ron Dog's Pet Grooming, you can click here. You can also click My Hubdoc to toggle back to the organizations page as well. So if we click back into the admin account, as Jill mentioned, Comcast and American Express have gone in and fetched whatever historical documents are available in the online portal. So Hubdoc is able to fetch any downloadable statements that are statements or bills, invoices, whatever they may be, any downloadable documents from the portal, going as far back as that particular vendor allows. So if American Express is storing statements going back 18 months, we can fetch all of those statements as long as these statements are turned on and those documents are able to be downloaded. Same with Comcast as well as our 700 plus other vendors. You can see when a document comes in, there will be a folder created for it on the left here under bills and statements. So you can see here that our technology has gone in and created a folder for American Express and Comcast and structured and filed away those invoices accordingly. When you upload documents or have an automatic connection to Hubdoc, what's going to happen is when the document is uploaded into Hubdoc, say as this receipt from Villa Medina, which is a local restaurant around here. So I've gone ahead and snapped a picture of this receipt with the mobile app and uploaded the document into Hubdoc. From here, our OCR technology is going to go in and extract all the key data from this receipt. So things like vendor name, date, cost, currency. And after it's extracted that information, it's going to appear here on the right-hand side of the screen in the edit data bar. So we can see here it's extracted that vendor name, date, and amount down there at the bottom, as well as the currency. After that as well, so once that OCR technology has gone ahead and extracted that key data, it's going to take the vendor name and it's going to create a folder for it along the left-hand side here under uploads. So very similar to our automatic connections as well. From here on out, any any automatic connections that fetch and bring in documents for you, or any documents that are manually uploaded into Hubdoc, they're going to be filed away accordingly based on by vendor. So if I go ahead and have another dinner or lunch at Villa Medina, upload another receipt, Hubdoc's going to extract all that key data and file it away under the Villa Medina receipt here along the left. The next tab over right here, we can see in the document stream that there's a number of different tabs here along the top. So if we click on this receipt, when you upload the document into Hubdoc, it's going to appear in this processing tab for anywhere from 1 to 24 hours as our OCR technology goes in and extracts that key data, as I mentioned. So you'll see that document in here in the processing tab until that process has been completed. After that, the document is going to appear here in the review tab. This basically means that you need to come in and review the document, make sure that everything has been configured okay, and you can either archive that document in Hubdoc, or you can also publish it over to an integration such as QBO or Xero, so some cloud accounting platforms, as well as the cloud storage platforms that we integrate, such as Dropbox, Box, FileShare, Google Drive, to name a few. And I'll be touching on those in a few minutes. The failed tab, one more over. Documents will appear in the failed tab if for some reason, like the user or your client snaps a picture of a receipt and just the way they took the photo, if there's some like a shade over the vendor name and our OCR technology can't pick that up, it's going to appear in the failed tab. Documents will also appear there if you attempt to publish them to an integration such as QBO or Xero, and the document for some reason maybe isn't configured properly, or for another reason just can't publish over to QBO, then it'll also appear in the failed tab here. And then archived along the right here, this is where documents appear after they have been archived in Hubdoc or published over to an integration. So we can see all that just happening along the top there. I'm going to open up this edit data bar along the right here as well and jump into our integrations a little bit more. So if we scroll down a little bit further down here, we can see a number of different destinations. So we're currently connected with QBO. You can see here for adding new destinations, there's Zero, Box, Dropbox, Smart Vault, File Share. To set up a new connection and to add like a destination to your Hubdoc account, what you're going to do is you're going to click Accounts in the top right corner. And on the very far right tab along the top here, you're going to click on Destinations. So we can see here under the Destinations tab that there's a number of different integrations that we're currently set up to work with. So you can see here at the top are accounting integrations such as Xero, QBO, Bill.com, FreshBooks. And then down below we have cloud storage here. So Box, Smart Vault, ShareFile, Dropbox. So all these options down here. We'll see, I'll just touch quickly on it, but at the bottom here, we also have this email forwarding option. So this is an option if you'd like every new document that's brought into Hubdoc to be auto forwarded to an email. So every time your American Express connection fetches a new statement, you can have it auto forwarded to a specific email address if that works with your workflow and that's something that you'd be interested in setting up. You just have to add that email down here. So you can see here that we currently have a QBO connection set up to Zach's business. Big thing here to the right as well for any Canadian clients on the line is the option to publish tax data. So that's a big thing right here as well. And Canadians that are focusing on tax information as well are definitely going to want to have that clicked there. So we'll take a look back here in the edit data bar. And we can see here that I've extracted this information has been extracted from this receipt, and I've recently published this particular document over to QBO to match with the bank feed in QBO. So if we click here, we can see that this current bill has been configured. Looks as though that didn't save accordingly, but we would want to publish this under Meals and Entertainment and Villa Medina right there. So you can see if it is a new vendor, which for this particular restaurant it was, you have the option there to create a new vendor and add that as well. So after you click publish, we can just jump over to QBO quickly and see how this document moves over. We can see here that a lot of the main information has been moved over to QBO. So you see Villa Medina as the vendor, the date. We can see here the account of Meals and Entertainment, cost and everything like that has been published over and created a new line transaction here. Also, a big thing for reconciling of the books is down below, we can also see the original source document attached as well. Try and refresh our page here. So if we go under transactions, and you can see the original source document there. Perfect. So yeah, that's a lot of the main workflow for a lot of our customers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a quick moment and see if there's any questions from the audience that I can answer over the phone, and then I'll jump into some special features that we can take a look at in Hubdoc. Be back with you guys in just a moment. Thank you. Thanks for your patience, everyone. So now that we've just worked through that main workflow there, I'm just going to touch on a few different special features and some other different features that you can work with in Hubdoc. So in regards to the folder structure along the left here, some clients recently have asked about downloading documents and things like that. So for this particular folder structure for Villa Medina, you can see the drop-down option here. So you have the option to download all files from that folder. You can delete a folder. You can rename that folder. You can also add a new folder. So you have a bunch of different options there for really organizing this folder structure on the left, however you please. Yeah. Then we'll see here some more special features for this Villa Medina receipt. We also have the option to tag this receipt and add notes to the receipt as well. So for this particular receipt, if the client took someone out for lunch and you want to tag it under like an employee's like expense or something like that, you can come in here and click add tag, and then I could add this as Zach's lunch expense. Click enter. You see that tag has been added to the document, and then if we look in the folder structure along the left under tags, there has been a tag created for Zach's lunch expense. So any other documents that come in, if you give them that tag, they're going to be filed away accordingly under Zach's lunch expense here along the left. Also, if we wanted to add a note to this particular document, we can click on notes here on the top right. And we could add a note, say I took a client out for lunch. If you want to write in some notes about what the lunch was for. So took client out for lunch. And then you could add some more notes about what the lunch was for, what you guys spoke about, whatever it may be. You can add those notes there and then click save. And that note has been added to that document. Just to highlight for these two as well, these features are for internal use in Hubdoc. So they're an organizing tool for you guys for internally in Hubdoc. These tags and the notes that you create won't actually be published over to integrations like QBO or anything like that. So they're more so for internal organizational use. We can see here when I mentioned downloading documents before. If you want to download like a specific statement that you need, or you want to download a specific document, you can also see this here in the top right. You have the ability to download a particular document. Just going to jump up here into the accounts tab that I mentioned before. So if we click on accounts at the top, this first page here we can see is titled Manage Accounts. So this is where any like manual accounts that you've uploaded for, or any automatic connections that you have set up, these are going to appear here on the right. Down below. So we can see here for American Express and Comcast, you have the ability on the right here to update accounts if you need to update like personal verification questions or anything like that. Or if you want to delete a connection that you're no longer needing, that's also an option there as well. For this particular American Express account here, if we click this drop down, it's going to take us into this page here, which is just some more options in regards to sorting Hubdoc. So auto archive, if you'd like to auto archive documents that come in from American Express. So if you're not going to be publishing statements to QBO or anything like that, which we actually do not support, you can just have these statements auto-archived for storage use within Hubdoc. So you can auto-archive these by clicking there. Email alerts as well. So if you want to receive an email when a new document is retrieved, that right there is an option as well. And then you can also configure rules for QBO in this page as well, which we did similar to in the edit data bar. Next tab over along the top here, we have hide accounts. So for American Express or any other vendors that you set up, We'll use American Express for an example. If you have, say, like 5 or 6 different sub accounts that are in that American Express portal, when you originally first set up that connection, Hubdoc is going to go ahead and fetch every document that's available in that portal. After this has happened, if you've decided that there's a few different like personal accounts under that portal that you don't want Hubdoc fetching documents for, what you can do is you can come in here and click Stop Fetching. From here on out, Hubdoc will no longer fetch from that particular sub account. So if we had some sub accounts that would be listed under American Express here, you could come in and click Stop Fetching. So just to reiterate that original fetch is going to grab every document. So if you wanted to, say, delete the folder with all the personal documents, like all personal statements that were fetched for you, you can go ahead and drag that folder to the trash and then click Stop Fetching, and Hubdoc's not going to fetch from that particular account any further. We'll jump over one more here to the Profile tab. So this is where a lot of the main information in regards to your Hubdoc account is stored. So you can see here first name, last name, company name, and the email associated with your Hubdoc account. So you can come in here and make changes if necessary. Say if you want to make a change to the base currency or whatever that may be. Or if you wanted to make a change to your password, that's also an option here as well. If we scroll down a little bit further, we can see here where it says uploading files via email. And this is what Jillian referred to earlier, being one of our 3 upload options. So this email right here is the unique intake email that is set up for my particular account. So when you set up your Hubdoc account, you're going to be given a unique intake email, and you can come in here and edit that as you please. So we can see here for this one at the moment, it's a big long email address. So if you wanted to edit that to something shorter, say just like the name of your company or whatever it may be, you can go ahead and do that. Big thing that needs to stay there is the app.hubdoc.com. Whatever you do, as long as this stays there, emails that are sent to this email address will be uploaded into Hubdoc completely fine. So any changes that you make to this intake email address need to be done before the @ symbol. Another feature that has been added to Hubdoc recently is the ability to always create a document from the email body. So we can see this option right here that we can click. If for some reason you have clients or whoever it may be uploading documents to Hubdoc via the intake email, they may also be typing information for you in the body of the email as well. So they'll have the invoice or the receipt in an attachment in the email, and then they have some information in regards to that document in the body of an email. So clicking this will basically create a separate document in Hubdoc for that information that's in the body of the email. So you'll see not only the invoice come into Hubdoc, but also a separate document with any information that was provided in the body of the email as well. So if that's something you guys are interested in, that's also an option there as well. And recently, sort of a 4th upload option that we've added is our partnership with ScanSnap. So we can see right here, uploading files via integrations is the option to integrate with ScanSnap. So clicking here to download the ScanSnap software, you can go ahead and integrate that with Hubdoc. So now you can actually scan directly from ScanSnap's scanners and upload those files into Hubdoc that way as well. Down here at the very bottom, we have the option to invite users to access your Hubdoc account. So this is what you're going to do if you want, say you have like employees that you want to have access to the account, or if you're an accountant and one of your clients has a Hubdoc account and they have employees that work underneath them that also need access to the account, you can come in here. If you type their email in, so say we type in my email. Because I already have a Hubdoc account, I'm going to be given instant access to this particular account. But say if I didn't have a Hubdoc account already set up, typing my email in there would send me an email to create a Hubdoc account. So once I've gone ahead, created that account, I'm going to have access to this account as well. So that's the option for collaborators right there. We can see here that there's a number of current collaborators on the account at the moment. So these are different people that have access to my Hubdoc account. If I'd like to remove access for any of these people, I can come in here and I can click remove beside their email address. Big thing is make sure, obviously, to save changes after you've made any changes on this profile page. Perfect, guys. So I'm just going to take another pause for one moment here. I'll check in with the questions, see if there's anything that I can answer for you guys over the line, and I'll be back with you in a moment. Thanks. Thanks for your patience, everyone. So we just had someone on the line ask a question in regards to publishing documents over to QBO and why you would publish a document as a bill rather than a purchase. So if we take a look here under the QBO configuration, we can see here that I currently publish this receipt over as a bill to use as an example, but we also have the option as a purchase and vendor credit. Reason being for using a purchase is if you know the particular credit card that was used in the purchase, then you can go ahead and click that. And then obviously the configurations change here a little. You can have payment type, credit card, cash, check. So publishing as a bill casts sort of a wider spread in QBO, which allows you to publish that over if you don't know the particular credit card that was used in the transaction. And then two other features here that I forgot to touch on previously. When publishing to QBO, you have the option to, as well as Zero or any other destination, you have the option here to save your configuration. So saving a configuration will save this particular configuration. So bills, meals and entertainment on the vendor name Villa Medina. If I click that, it's going to save this particular configuration for Villa Medina going forward. So for that particular vendor moving forward, it's going to have that same configuration. So rather than having to come in here and configure the similar documents all the time, you'll pop in here. This will already be saved for you, and you can just simply click publish, and that'll publish over to QBO. Or if you'd like to take that even one step further, you have the option here to auto sync, which is a big thing for clients that don't want to be checking their Hubdoc account all the time. It's really end-to-end management, and the fact that you can have a client upload a document into Hubdoc. We're going to go ahead and automatically extract all of that data, as I mentioned, with our OCR technology. And then if you have auto sync clicked there, we're also going to automatically publish with the saved configuration over to QBO. So no need for you to come in, jump into Hubdoc and check on documents and things like that. As soon as they're uploaded into Hubdoc, they're going to be automatically published over to QBO for you guys. So we're almost at the end of our time here, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause for a quick moment again, see if there's any other final questions that I can answer for you guys over the line. So if you have any specific questions or things you'd like me to touch on more that would be good for the group, feel free to ask those now, and I'll go through them just quickly before we jump off the call at the end here. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your patience, guys. So one more question that came up when I jumped off the call there was a question in regards to the yellow triangle that is sometimes presented with an exclamation point in the middle. So what I quickly forgot to mention when we were going over the tabs here before is that each of these tabs has their own little symbol that may be presented as well. So the yellow exclamation point that is presenting itself would be for any documents that are in the review tab. So again, this just means that you need to come in, check on the document, and either archive it in Hubdoc or publish it over to an integration. The processing tab to the left here is the symbol there is a little blue clock. So if you guys have seen that recently, it means the document's currently being processed, and it'll also appear in this tab. Failed, anything in this tab will have a red circle beside it with a line through the middle. That means the document has failed. And then archived, as we can see here, has the green check mark. So if you see any of those symbols on any of your documents or anything like that, those are what they mean, and this is where you can come and locate them and check out the particular document and see why they may have that particular symbol beside them. Perfect. So I'll just jump off here, see if we have any more questions that I can answer, and then we'll start to wrap things up. So just quickly before we end the call here, I just want to go through a few housekeeping things. So obviously, if any of you guys have any questions or follow up in regards to anything that's been covered in the webinar, or you need any further clarification on anything, please feel free to submit a support ticket to our team. This can be done by clicking, so if we, for this particular account, if we click first place bookkeeping in the top right here, you see have the option here to submit a ticket. So this will come over to our support team. We do our very best to answer all of those within an hour. So quick response to any questions, particular questions that you guys have. Other options is the support line. So if you wanted to call the Hubdoc support line, you can call us here at 1-800-577-2842. So you can find that number in the top right corner there of the main Hubdoc website. Our hours are 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're looking to get a hold of us outside those hours, please feel free to submit a support ticket or leave a voicemail, and we can respond to that first thing in the morning. Other than that, there's also certification courses that I'll mention to you guys as well for anyone new to Hubdoc. So if you'd like to navigate to the website learn.hubdoc.com, we have 5 different certification courses there that you can take in regards to Hubdoc and our integrations with Xero, QBO, and Bill.com. They take about a half an hour or so. There's some videos just like going through different steps in Hubdoc, and then a quick questionnaire at the end and everything like that. And when you complete that, you get a little certificate for completing that as well. So those are another option as well for anyone who has any is a visual learner and they want to work through some stuff on Hubdoc on their own. Perfect. So I just want to thank everyone again for taking the time to come out today and sit in on the Hubdoc weekly webinar for best practices. As I said, please feel free to reach out if you guys have any further questions or concerns. Our support team is always happy to help. And this is a weekly thing. So if you want to join in next Wednesday to take a look again, please feel free. And yeah, we hope to talk to you guys in the near future. Thanks for your time.